today I'm going to share the exact step-by-step process to come up with your own $1 million business idea, and what we use to come up with DeskNibbles.com, Hoppier.com, and PostBeam.ai, which have done millions of dollars in revenue. So I'm 32 and I've started over 30 businesses now, and most failed, but for the ones that succeeded, there were a few common traits. And I'll tell you, there was one thing in particular that they all had in common. So that common thing is this. It's build something you wish existed. I learned this the hard way because before, I used to analyze and hyper-analyze everything, but the reality is you're gonna be grinding and working on this thing for likely many years. When I first started Hoppier, I thought that I was gonna sell in 3 years to some company, make millions of dollars, but the reality is 99% of companies never actually sell. You're probably gonna be working on this for a really long time. And so you need to build something that you wish existed. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, you.
Okay, so quick question for you. What's your advice to founders that are looking to start their own business?
Ooh, good question. Well, if I knew the answer to that, I'd have a lot of millions. But I don't know. If I had to, the recommendation I would say is, um, I guess pick something that or a problem that you really understand, that you deal with yourself, that you would really wish was solved. Because yeah, you might end up working like a decade on it, or multiple years just to figure it out. And I think usually your first solution is not the right solution. Um, but yeah, if you tweak it enough, you'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
Cool. I didn't tell you to say that, right?
No, no, this is my candid
Yeah.
reaction.
Okay, cool. Thanks. So one question I get a ton is this a good business idea? And to be honest, I can't answer that question for most founders because I'm not your ideal customer. Really, the best thing I think you can do to validate a business idea or even know if it's a good one is to try to get traction really quick. And the best way to do that is not by getting surveys or asking your mom if it's a good idea or your mentor. It's by getting a paying customer. And I'm going to show you how. So Pat Walls is the founder of Starter Story, awesome resource. He has this great tweet and he talks about how this business was validated in 3 hours for $5. And I think a great way to validate a business idea and whether you should even start working on it is to try to get people to pay. You've probably heard of people getting, running surveys or asking their friends what they think about their idea. But really, the best way to validate an idea is to actually collect dollars. And so, people will vote with their dollars. People may say, hey, that's a really cool idea. But at the end of the day, unless they're paying for it, you don't really have a business. A great way to decide if you want to work on something is don't even write a single line of code. You could create a landing page, or you could ask ChatGPT to generate just a basic UI of what your solution looks like. And then you just go to people and you ask them, hey, do you want to buy this thing? In this example, Pat talks about how this founder ran a Google search ad for bag storage in New York City for this specific idea. And I think that's a little bit overly complicated. I think you can just reach out to people. You can just, if it's truly a problem that you've experienced yourself, you probably know other people that have that problem and would pay for it. And I would just shoot them a message and ask them, hey, would you pay for this? And pre-sell that thing and say, hey, I'm going to charge $100 a month for this, but if you help support me, I'll offer it to you for $100 for the rest of your life. Or I'll give it to you for $20 a month. You sign up now. If I don't actually build it, I'll give you the money back, but you're going to be among the first people to get access, and you're going to be an exclusive beta user. I'm going to let you make feature requests. I'm going to build exactly what you want, and it's going to be the best solution to your problem you could have ever thought of. What's up, Big B?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good. I figured out this recording thing.
Nice.
So I have a question for you. If you were to give a founder advice on how to come up with $1 million business idea, what advice would you give them?
Ooh, good question. Definitely selling first, and not because it validates the market, because there's other ways to validate the market. You can look at what's already working in the marketplace, but if you sell first, at least you'll have tested your relationship with that audience more so than the idea itself. So test the relationship, build relationships, and then have products to sell people.
Great advice.
Most business can go to $1 million. So there's very few business that can't reach to $1 million a year.
Okay, the last tip I'm going to give for coming up with startup ideas is a little bit controversial, and it's to fast follow. So what does that mean? Basically, you're copying an idea. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. I think that very few ideas that anyone ever starts is a new idea. And if you're starting something new, it's probably pretty unlikely that it's been done before. And on top of that, if there's nobody else doing it, it's probably not a business that should exist because nobody's making money doing it. We live in a very competitive world where there are tons of people trying to make money. And so somebody has been bound to do this before. And when we started DeskNibbles, we actually saw the problem ourselves at the companies that we worked for in the offices, where nobody wanted to purchase the snacks, fruit, coffee, or office supplies for the equipment, not even the office manager. And at around the same time, we saw a company going through Y Combinator doing this. And this is the YC startup directory. And you can look here just to see different companies that are going through the program that might be interesting. And you can look at different batches here. And you can see, what the industries are in, the regions that they're in. And we basically just ended up pretty much copying and fast following a company that we saw that had a ton of really strong traction that was going through Y Combinator 8 years ago. And that's how we came up with part of the inspiration for DeskNibbles. And it saved us a ton of time and money. And instead of trying to create something new, we just fast followed. Okay, so look, I gave you the 3 ways that we come up with $1 million business ideas. Number 1, do something that you wish existed. Number 2, pre-sell to validate. And number 3, don't be afraid to copy. That's it. If you like this video and you want to learn more tips as a founder to start and build your own business, follow, like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below if you have any other ideas that you can share with other founders on how to start your own $1 million business.